Welcome here tonight. I am so pumped. Can you hear me?
Yes.
My little mic is still on?
We can hear
Welcome here to the first night of E3. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Bahr, and I'm the campus ministry intern here at the Newman Center, which essentially means that I'm like a part-time college student and a part-time guy who gets to work for the church and hang out with college students. So it's a good day. And I want to welcome you here again, as I said, to our first E3 this semester. If you've never been to an E3 before, thank you for coming and doing so with us tonight, for coming to worship here in Adoration with us. You're truly in for something special. And for those of you who have been here before, welcome back. Good to see you as always. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas break. I know that I had a wonderful Christmas break. It was so good, in fact, that I want to share part of it with you here tonight. I feel like every time I get up here, I'm just like obligated to tell some sort of ridiculous story. And I do indeed have a ridiculous story for you tonight. So here we go. It was like the first week of Christmas break or so, right? And I was sitting at home with my family, a pair of like sweatpants, comfy shirts, slippers. We were watching Elf. Classic, am I right? And we just finished watching this. I pull up my laptop, open up Facebook, and I'm scrolling through my news feed. And I see that like the same story was shared all up and down my news feed. Like everywhere I looked, like top to bottom, people were like, I better share this article. What's going on? It felt like, you remember like, I think it was like a year ago, when that picture of the dress came out and people were losing their mind. Oh my god, is it blue and black, or is it gold and white? For the record, it's blue and black. And like everyone, like they just couldn't get over themselves and they had to like tell someone about it. That's what this felt like. So, the story, I brought the screenshot, looked like this. Did anyone see this? I have three mutual friends in here. Okay, so the article was called The Real Face of Jesus Christ. And it was what he would have looked like having been from the Middle East. And I knew that I shouldn't get sucked into reading this article. Like, I knew strictly because it's a viral article, I should not get sucked into it. I'm like, bad idea. And then I started thinking, I'm like, well, you know, everyone is clicking on it, and I do work for a church, so I have to stay in the loop. And, you know, I have nothing better to do. Okay, fine, I'll click on it. So I click on it, right? I click on it, and up comes these two pictures. They're essentially comparing our familiar image of Jesus with an image that is potentially supposed to be a more accurate image of him. And I did some research. Turns out the story, this viral story, was published by Popular Mechanics back in the good old year 2002. It's just now gaining its viral legs. And whether or not Popular Mechanics had any real credible support on their claim of this picture, I don't really know. You can read the article for yourself and make your own judgment, because honestly, that's what everyone else was doing. I'm scrolling through this article, I get to the end, comment section, and I'm like, I should not read these. They already got me hooked, I should not read these. And I start thinking, I'm like, but, I mean, everyone is commenting on it. And I do want to stay well informed, and I have nothing better else to do. Okay, fine, I'll read the comments. Never should have read the comments. Start reading, and I realize that there are not two people who have the same opinion on this article. And just to prove my point, I brought some of those comments with you here. So, first guy I read. The Bible says his head and hairs were white like wool. New Jesus needs more white. I kid you not, the guy directly underneath him. Skin is too light, needs to be darker. I'm like, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. Keep scrolling a little bit to one of my favorites. Jesus came to me in the form of a potato chip. He didn't look like that. I said, that's what's wrong with the picture. I saw him in a chip once. No. Picture I've left maybe. And then perhaps my favorite, this guy just takes the high road. Ready? You guys are really on the ball. This picture was made over 13 years ago. So, I'm getting lost in these comments, right? And I was like, you know what? You know what would like just totally settle this thing once and for all? Is if Jesus just came down to earth, showed himself, and took care of it. Like, can you imagine that Jesus just like, he just strolls on into the office at Popular Mechanics? Like, if they, I don't even know if they have an office. I don't even know if they still exist. He just walks in, he's like, here I am, take my headshot, and move on, because you probably have better things to be doing with your lives. Right? Like, can you imagine? Like, what would these people do if they did that? What would you do if you did that? Seriously, think about it. If Jesus were to come here, down there, what would you do? You go ahead. Like, what if it happened right here, right now? What if I am in front, right now, with this microphone, talking to you, and he slips in that back door? He just takes a seat in one of our final rows. What would you do? You ever think about that? Think about it. If Jesus just walked in. If Jesus walked into this room, and you would recognize him, you'd be shocked, I assume. Then what? Would you scream? Perfectly timed squeak. Would you believe it? Would you fall to your knees? Or would you go running right at him? Would you give him a hug? Would you cry? Would you be able to move at all? As he walked in. I know I personally, like, absolutely lose my mind. Right? Like, you remember, throwback, you remember that scene in Elf where the mall Santa comes in, and Will Ferrell's still nude in New York, and he's like, like, I can't do that. Because, like, seriously, what else can you do? Like, after all of this time, after years and years and years hearing about this guy, and after reading about him, and after, like, all the bro talks we've had and prayer together, for him to just, like, come into this room and be, like, chilling with me, what else can you do? So once you do finally gather yourself, once you take a couple minutes, get it together, then what would you do? He's not going anywhere. What would you say to him? What would you say? Like, Jesus, why here in the MPR at the St. Thomas More Human Center? Jesus, where have you been? Jesus, what have you been doing? Like, in my life? And in our world? Jesus, do you know how much I need you? Do you know how much I love you? I think we can agree that a moment like that would be absolutely unlike any other. It would be perhaps the most incredible thing you've ever experienced here in this world. But you know what? That moment is going to happen tonight. It's going to happen tonight. It's a beautiful mystery of Jesus Christ fully present here in the Blessed Sacrament that we're going to adore in just a few minutes. Like, we believe that he is going to be fully here. And not just because I say it, but because he said it himself all the way back 2,000 years ago when he was here as a human being. He said it, in John chapter 6. He said, I am the bread of life. I am the living bread. And if you don't believe that, then you can just go ahead and leave. Jesus is going to walk in that door. And whether or not, like, our eyes see that, whether or not it actually looks like he's coming in, walking on his own two legs, or if he's coming held closely in Levi's hands, he's walking in that door all just the same. Contained in that tiny little white host that we're going to put right up here, because he knows that if he came any other way, we would absolutely lose our minds. When you think about it like that, I think adoration is truly like a beautiful thing. There's nothing like the 30 or 40 minutes that we are about to experience with Jesus Christ present right here in this room. You know, I wasn't always so hyped up for Adoration. I didn't think it was like this big deal that I'm talking up to you right now. In fact, I used to reserve Adoration for like special occasions. You know what I mean? Like, I will go to Adoration once every 6 months on a retreat, or at some big conference. So I can be surrounded by a ton of other people, and there will be like mega spotlights on him, and I can have this big, earth-shattering God moment that's going to wreck my life and hold me over for the next 6 months. Like, maybe you know what I mean. That's how I used to do this. But the truth is that Jesus Christ was always fully present, right here, when we adore him. Like, whether you went to Adoration earlier today in the chapel downstairs, or if you went over Christmas break on SLS with 3,000 other students in Texas, or if you did go on a retreat 6 months ago, or even if tonight is your first time ever in Adoration, Jesus Christ is about to walk in that door, all the same. He's going to be here because he knows that we need this time spent with him in our lives. I mean, like, think about that. That is as big as it gets. If there is a way to spend an hour of your Wednesday night, what better way? Like the one who created everything, who like created you, and he created me, and he loves each of us unconditionally. Like, he is going to be here in this room. So for every word you've ever said to God, for every question you've ever asked him in prayer, God, where are you? God, what are you doing with my life? God, you know how much I need you. Your answer is here tonight. When Jesus Christ walks into this room, and he takes a seat right next to you. He's going to take a seat right next to you. So how are you going to welcome him? How are you even going to begin to thank him? What are you going to do when Jesus Christ walks